What's up, everybody? I'm Chase Lee reporting for DallasMovieScreens.com, and I got another movie to review for you guys, and that would be We the Animals. Now, this one is directed and co-written by Jeremiah Zagar, or Zagar. I don't know how to pronounce it. I apologize. It's the best I can do, but comment down below if I did it incorrectly, which I'm assuming I did. Anyways, this one tells the story of three young boys inside of a family with Joel, Manny, and Jonah, primarily being focused on Jonah's perspective, as they kind of just grow up throughout their childhood and their youth, but we also get to see their interactions between their parents and how that relationship of their parents affects their view of the world, and just shows how hostile it can get inside of the home that they live in. Their father is very abusive. And then he also can turn it around and be very loving and be very manipulative towards his wife and their mother. And so we have Joel and Manny, who kind of look after their father and, are kind of mean towards their mom, very joking, very jabby, even though they don't think it's wrong. They're just kind of adapting, whatever their father does in terms of abuse, whether it be mental or physical. And so then you have Jonah, who is the primary focus of this story, where he views the world a little differently. He kind of views it the way his mom does, and he is a bit of an artist. He's a bit of a, abstract type of drawer, and how he interprets things that he encounters in his life, whether it be watching porn for the first time or, going to steal food from a neighbor because they don't have enough food to support for their family because their dad may have left them. So it's through primarily his eyes and how he views the world, and so it's just them growing up and living in this household, and we get to see what kind of mannerisms all of them kind of pick up. So going into this movie, I didn't really know much about it. I saw the trailer. I thought it looked gorgeous. I thought it looked endearing, and maybe it could just be a really great family drama. So I watched it. It's good. It's a good movie. I don't know if I want to watch it again or if it's even going to come close to like a top 10 or whatever, but I think for what it is, I think it's a good movie that I would still recommend to anybody. So let's get real and break this down. What I really appreciate the most is director Jeremiah Z. I'm not going to make that mistake again. The director, what I really appreciated is the visual look of this film, where we have the perspective of Jonah and the way he has his VO over the entire movie. It makes it seem like we are listening to his childhood memories, as if he's an adult kind of recollecting, like, hey, this is what happened here. And so the way it is directed and the way it is shot, it is pretty much just a collection of memories shot in a very beautiful kind of grounded reality to make it seem like these aren't even actors, and it looks like we're focusing on a real family with real problems and triumphs and all that stuff. And so it made it feel way more realistic than most movies, just because of the kind of handheld freestyle of the cinematography, the sepia gold look to the film to kind of emulate memories, and of course the overall direction of the film and making it feel like this grounded, type of reality with these three kids and these two parents, making it seem like they're a real family. And that's something I can kind of admire about this film, is that it almost feels like a documentary at some points, which is not a bad thing, especially when you're talking about coming of age stuff where people can relate to it. It just makes it even more relatable to have it kind of sink into a reality that just doesn't even seem like fiction. It seems like we're watching a real life family go through these, crises and triumphs, like I said. And so, with that said, talking about the acting, the three kids are wonderful, and particularly Jonah. I think he is a breakout star, and I think this kid's going to go far in his career. He completely sold the idea of a kid that doesn't really know what to do in these situations where his dad is abusive or his mom got hit. He's trying to take care of his mom, and then of course he watches pornography for the first time, and we get to kind of see his sexual awakening as a kid, and seeing like how he is feeling at that moment, him interacting with other kids or him interacting with his brother. There's a lot of complexity and a lot of layers to his performance that when we watch this as adults, we can go, this is exactly how kids act. And I thought there was, like I said, a naturalism to him and his two brothers that once again goes back to the directing, just bringing out those natural, raw performances in the moment to capture this really kind of great coming of age tale of just growing up. And of course the parents are really great. I thought the dad was really convincing. He has that mentality where at the flip of a dime he could be abusive in one scene and just have you in awe and shock, and then also flip it to where he's like loving and caring, and you're like, man, like that's really convincing, because that's how some people are in real life. They can be manipulative and really kind of flip pages like that all of a sudden, and I thought he did a really great job. The mom did a wonderful job as well. There's a lot of other side characters that kind of happen throughout the story, but it's primarily focused on those 5 people, and in particular Jonah. Now, a couple things I didn't really, I guess, care for, or not really care for, that's the wrong use of words, but just more of like, I wish they would have expanded it upon it more. One thing I didn't really think that was that well developed was the actual story. Everything I just told you was it for an hour and a half. Just these kids just kind of aimlessly walking throughout life and kind of discovering things, talking it out with Jonah, like talking it out with his brothers or his mom or whatever. It's a good story, a good setup. I just feel like they could have done, I guess, more with it, because by the time the movie was done, it was done, and I was like, oh, there's not any more after that. Like, it felt like it was an incomplete story, like a great setup, great kind of meaty chunk in the middle, and then of course at the very end there's actually a really like interesting climax with Jonah and his sexuality that was like, oh, are they going to go anywhere with that? And then within like 5 minutes the movie's done, and it does it on an ambiguous ending where I'm just like, I get what Jeremiah was going for. I don't really necessarily know if it works as an ender to a film, like cap off. Like that's how I'm going to end the movie. It felt like the end of like a second act or something. And so I felt like this story could have been more than what it was, but for what this film is, and in the moment, and the way it is shot, the way it is acted, and the way it is directed, it's definitely a unique film that you will probably not see this year. It is done in a style where it does not feel like fiction, but a really disturbing, great piece of coming of age, a coming of age tale, not a piece of nonfiction. Is what I was trying to go for. So I like it quite a bit, even though it's got some kind of story fulfillment issues in the ending or whatever. But I think it's a solid film to where I'm comfortable with just giving it a B. It's good. I recommend it. So if you can catch it anywhere, go ahead. But let me know down below if you found a little bit more into it. Maybe I'm just an idiot. I mean, that's very likely. So please let me know what you thought of We the Animals down below. And I'm Chase Lee reporting for DallasMovieScreens.com. And tune in next time for whatever I review next. I will see you guys later.